You're listening to Brunch with me, Noreen Mayer, on this Friday morning. Now let's turn to our next topic and guests of today. In the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to be hearing about a new training orchestra that provides training to conservatoire level. And to tell us more, I'm really delighted to be chatting with Aniela Emma Chaudhuri, the Director of Performance, along with Kate Moran, the Director of Orchestra. Welcome to the program, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much for being with us live in the studio. Jinx. We are live this morning on Facebook, so I'd love for our listeners to join us there. Noreen Mayer on RTHK Radio 3. So maybe, Kate, I'll start off with you first. So tell us a little bit more about this bit of exciting news, this new orchestra.
Okay, we're here this morning to introduce the Peak Sinfonia of Hong Kong, a new orchestra for aspiring elite level training for young musicians who are thinking of taking their studies really seriously. We are working in partnership with the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester to bring conservatoire level training in a new string orchestra here in Hong Kong.
What is conservatoire level training?
Okay, so a conservatoire in the UK or conservatory in America is university level education, but it's specialist music training, so at music college rather than a university. So very specialist specialist training, where you mainly study your first study instrument, possibly a second study, chamber music and orchestral repertoire.
Is it like a music school then?
It is. So the junior department would be, for example, like a specialist music school for gifted children, and the undergrad and the main institution is tertiary education. So for our orchestra, all faculty will be conservatory trained, and we will all the children will be. They don't have to be at this level yet. It's the potential over the number of years to guide them towards that level of playing. Whether they decide to become musicians or not, those who are deeply serious and committed to music can have this level of training and exposure to different repertoire, to that kind of faculty and experience. It's really quite unique here.
Yeah, I can really hear the passion in both of your
I'm
voices.
so excited, very excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry, go on, Kate.
Also, I was going to say that working in partnership with the RNCM, we're bringing sort of experience of our own training to Hong Kong, which is, I think, something a little bit different. And it's a sort of vehicle for anybody who's interested in overseas study to find out a bit more about what that might look like.
How many years is the school then?
Oh, this is a training orchestra.
Sure.
So, for example, the children can join from the age of 12, secondary level, and they can stay throughout their entire secondary school career, if they like. And then it's geared towards getting them to
that higher level of music appreciation.
And even if they don't decide to do music, the skills that they have learned are going to be so incredibly useful. The orchestral skills of ensemble, of team work, working together, of listening, of dexterity, of being able to play in different positions. It's really life-changing and very, very valuable.
Well, perhaps let's back up a little bit and talk about your own music journey. Kate and Aniela, both of you are violinists. Mm-hmm. At what age did you start playing, and sort of rewind a little bit? Maybe Kate, you can go first.
I started in primary school. I was about 8, and in the UK we have music service teachers who come into schools and say, who wants to learn an instrument? And so somebody waved a violin at my class and I said, okay. And
you picked it yourself?
Literally went from there. And then my training went through Royal Birmingham Conservatoire as an undergrad, and then to Manchester to the Royal Northern College of Music, which is why I'm kind of really pleased to be involved with this link as a postgraduate. So I did my master's degree there and teach training. And actually subsequently, I've been able to work with the RNCM students. I haven't said, but I only moved from Manchester last year. So I've been working with students on placement with me from RNCM as well. So I'm very familiar with that.
That's incredible. Were you always really passionate about music? Did you come from a musical background with your family, or was it just ignited from...
Not from a musical family, no. I was just very lucky with who I met. Kind of lessons were free in school for me, and we had fantastic youth orchestras, and I'm a massive believer in playing in ensembles because the opportunities that it provides and the experiences it's given me through my life.
Meeting like-minded people.
And as I say, I arrived in Hong Kong in July, joined an orchestra, and through that, kind of so many opportunities have presented themselves.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It really builds on children's self-confidence also. It opens up so many doors, and it's a world of its own. Aniela, what about for you?
Well, I started late primary school, 10, and I joined a specialist music school. So my entire secondary school education was at a specialist music school. And then from there, it was concurrent with what's now the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, which was then the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. So I was with their junior department, their orchestral programme there. So I had lots of exposure to all this amazing orchestral training as well. So I really feel, very fortunate with the benefit of that. Plus the National Youth Orchestras, and then to the Royal Academy in London before coming here.
Yeah.
So it's the level of and the intensity of training that we've had will be incredibly useful for the students here.
It's so great to see two musicians so passionate about music, because I think a lot of the times we have parents who encourage their children to play, but here in Hong Kong they start very, very young, and then it becomes a bit more competitive. And we often hear people talking about playing a musical instrument, and it should be playing, you should be enjoying it. Yes. At the same time, because I guess here in Hong Kong, many major cities, children have a lot of homework and a lot of things. A lot of times musical instrument becomes another credit or another thing to add to the CV, and sometimes it can take the enjoyment out for some children.
There is a fine balance for sure between the commitment and dedication and necessary to practice to become good. That's a given. There's no way around that. But also the enjoyment of it. Yes. And talking of the credits, this is actually, there will be a certificate of achievement, and it is and a reference for college or boarding school applications. So it is a very valuable thing also to be connected with this conservatoire. So it does have an additional benefit for that. Aside from the weekly sessions,
I was going to say, we maybe explain that there will be a weekly rehearsal through term time. In Hong Kong, there'll be 3 concerts, one at the end of each term, but we have more to offer than that. We have, very excitingly, the RNCM faculty head of strings will be coming over at Easter to run a course here. So making that link really strong. And then in the summer, we'll be going on tour to the UK to perform in London and in Manchester.
Oh, wow.
So
many doors.
It's a big package.
Yeah. There's also consultation lessons with faculty, regular consultation lessons with faculty. And we've been very, very fortunate, and we're very excited to say that we will be rehearsing in a wonderful facility that has been offered to us by CDNIS, the Canadian International School of Hong Kong. So we're very grateful to them. Thank you very much. Their facilities are wonderful. And also, in addition, this orchestra is going to be able to provide music within the community. So, for example, at the school, the benefits to the children at CDNIS, they will have the opportunity to have master classes and consultation lessons with the faculty from RNCM as well. So, and an open rehearsal, perhaps concert from the Peak Sinfonia of Hong Kong. So it's an opportunity that extends to beyond the children just involved with the orchestra.
Absolutely. I think there's playing a musical instrument, and then there's playing it as part of an ensemble and being with other teammates. I want to back up a little bit and talk about some of the benefits of being in an orchestra. What were some of the things that you took along, maybe it's from different times of your life, from when you were a child to a middle school and secondary school, and then maybe at university level until now into adulthood. What sorts of skills and benefits did that develop for you personally? Aniela?
There's friendship. Friendship, I would say, has to be one of the most important things. When you're creating something together with so many people in synchronicity. It is absolutely wonderful to be in the middle of an orchestra, to hear the sound from within. Yes. It's quite wonderful
to share those experiences
yes.
with the people around you. You know, just as you're talking, I'm replaying
you lit up
concerts. Like I flash back to playing. We're very fortunate to have some amazing concert halls here in Hong Kong and in the UK, and I think both of us have been really fortunate in our lifetimes to play in some of these amazing places. But I had a very quick flashback to, I think it's Queen Elizabeth Hall then, and just the sense of being involved in an amazing kind of shared experience of performing music that's so exciting. A kind of it's a real opportunity.
Getting to work with other people, getting to know other instruments beyond your own, listening to what's happening at a very different level from being perhaps in an audience, working with as a young girl, which was quite some time ago now, working with phenomenal musicians and mentors whose influence has stayed with me for my entire career, and who I still look up to and who I still go to for advice, seeing what my peers are doing. It's an absolutely life-changing experience, whether you become a professional musician or not. When we both play within a community orchestra, the SAR Philharmonic Orchestra, to be able to put music into the community, to do good, to raise money for charities. So it's beyond just doing it for your career.
Absolutely.
There's so much that we can do.
And I mean, you both are professional musicians. At the same time, there are guests who I've had on the program who are not professional musicians. They perhaps have other jobs, but perhaps they're involved in other music. And it's such an outlet. It really is such a healthy outlet for many people, just to get away from, everyday madness and having the music. Did you find that? I mean, I suppose you do it professionally, but did you meet people who actually say, I don't know where I'd be without my music?
Yes. Many people, one of my violin students in particular, who's an adult, who is a very accomplished musician on different instruments, but he cannot imagine not having music in his life. Yeah. But even on a personal level, when we take it aside from the professional side of things, often Kate and I will get together and just read through music just for fun. There's often groups of us who will get together and have some food and some wine and read through music and just have a lovely time enjoying music. And it's nice to get to know different styles of music, which is another thing that this orchestra will be doing. In the first year it's just strings, but it won't just be the regular sort of repertoire that string orchestras play. There are some very exciting commissions from the UK.
Yeah, so new pieces of music that have been written specially for string orchestras in the UK, not for Peak Sinfonia of Hong Kong yet, but maybe that would be something we can look at, and that would be another kind of extension to engage composers. But we know we've got some new pieces of music recently written, especially for strings, that we're going to be working on with our artistic director as well.
So talk us through the structure of, it's from 12 to 18-year-olds, so aimed at older secondary
really
schools.
Older secondary, yes, lower limit of 12. Everybody has to have grade 8, so that's a kind of ABRSM grade 8. Let's talk benchmark. And then we're asking people to audition, and there's 2 rounds of auditions. All these details are on our website, by the way. And the first round is a video submission, and the second round will be an experience day, so it will be to come and play in the orchestra, and during that there'll be a small second audition as well, a chance for us to kind of hear people live as well as see how they kind of fit into an ensemble. And we're not expecting people to come, with anything really but excitement to learn and, obviously technical skills on their instrument, but a kind of an openness to working in a really musical way.
We're looking very much for potential. to grow within this orchestra and to reach that level, you certainly don't need to be that level already.
Yeah, I love that. It is the power of yet. They may not be able to do something yet, but soon they'll be able to. And I think it's that potential that is very important.
Yeah, so there'll be weekly orchestral rehearsals, but included in those, it's very exciting. This is what makes it somewhat different. Is it's going to be very UK style, but also including. For my own part, as director of performance, musical context, like performance practice, how things were done then, when the music was written, how composers compose what they want from their music to come out. One of my favourite classes when I was learning was repertoire and performance practice, getting deep into what the music says, how it's performed, what was happening in the world at that time, to give everything context. What were people wearing? What were people talking about? And to bring composers to life rather than just an old man on a poster that, wearing a wig. Who are they? What did they do? What were they like as people? What drove them to create what they create? And to really bring a sense of everything together within the music.
Yeah, to really digest that period. And because I think performers perform a lot better when there's a deeper understanding. Is one thing about performing whatever's on the score, but it's something about really just understanding and immersing yourself with the knowledge and with a twist as well. People interpret music in their own way as well.
And I was going to say, on a practical level, we also have opportunities to find out much more about what UK study might look like if that's the path that the young people choose to go down. And we have information available, obviously, for parents, and these links with alumni who are perhaps have gone from Hong Kong to study in Manchester and come back, and we can kind of make these connections that will facilitate much sort of easier transition into study in a different country.
Yeah. What about what advice do you have for parents who want to encourage their children to just enjoy playing music? Because I think enjoying it is a big part of taking your craft and your art and your musical instruments to the next level, to want to pursue it at a higher level.
Yeah, ensembles all the way. Play music with other people. That's the thing. I mean, it's the thing that's what I believe music is for. It's obviously you do your practice by yourself, you get good at what you're doing, whichever way you're doing it. But to play music with other people is... It's something else.
We've got a few minutes left. Is that the current culture of Hong Kong? Because I know a lot of parents want their children to practice music and they go to tutors. Is there a lot of opportunity for them to play in an ensemble?
There are opportunities, yes. I mean, aside from the facilities that schools provide, for example, string ensembles or wind bands or orchestras, there are a number of other youth programs and youth orchestras around. So there is plenty available, and some of them are very, very, very good. What we are doing is slightly different. It's on a higher level, and it's also it's a full year curriculum. So it's what we're offering is also specialist faculty coming in to
do master classes.
Yes, but also within Hong Kong, specialist faculty coming in to train sectionals. So, for example, the cellos will have a very, very specialist cello person to come in to do things like that, as well as Kate leading the weekly sessions and doing all that work with the children.
Yeah, musicianship, working with we have an artistic director conductor as well. So
I was going to say, this is for children aimed at 12 to 18. Will they be in different groups? Because the 12-year-olds may be at a different level to, say, the 16-year-olds.
We're looking at musical level rather than...
rather than age.
So one ensemble, that's our auditioning, picking kind of...
the creme de la creme.
Yes, it really is. This is an elite kind of program.
I was going to say, I suppose with music, it doesn't matter what age you're at. It's the level that you're playing at. That's most relevant.
Also, the without using the word attitude, but the attitude towards it, the commitment, I think, is what we're looking for. The drive of of I want to do this. I want to excel and to be at this level of my musicianship.
So a musical maturity, I suppose, will be required.
Precisely.
I like that word.
Precisely.
Musical maturity.
Yes.
Remind our listeners once again, are you on social media? How can people find out
Yes.
more about Peak Orchestra?
Okay, so Peak Sinfonia of Hong Kong, the website, peaksinfoniahk.org. Peak Sinfonia on Facebook, and I think Instagram. Yeah.
And you can also link into the RNCM, the Royal Northern College of Music. We are linked with them as well on their LinkedIn
and their
website and their social media.
And parents and children can also find out a little bit more about the crossover that you do with the RMCM as well. Yes. I learned so much about music today. I look forward to having you back. And when are you launching this program then?
It's just launched.
Congratulations.
So it's very, very exciting. It's been a lot of work behind the scenes, something that we've not actually said out loud until now. So this is the moment. Yes, we have the exclusive. It's very, very, very exciting.
Yeah, so the auditions are live now. You can begin to send in submissions.
Applications,
and we'll be starting in September.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, best of luck to all of you who's going to submit their videos to the Peak Sinfonia here in Hong Kong. And for more information, do go to the website and Instagram and on Facebook. All channels of communication is open. Thank you very much once again to Kate Moran, who's the Director of Orchestra, along with Aniela Chaudhuri, who's the Director of Performance. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.